Ooh. Stay put, boys. Ha! Nice, because Ground Stomp does break things now. I can run up to that group and just use Ground Stomp to not only keep them in place, but it also hits the destructible object that I wanted to fall on them. So it just saved me a lot of time and effort. Oh, ooh. Ow. Okay. That's starting to hurt.
I have been hit.
Stun him in this doorway. See, I could really use a faster attack speed with Bash right now. There we go. Could have used my hammer a little more often too, but cooldown on the potion, so I can't spam that. That's one thing that they wanted to prevent. Can't spam potions. I am, well, I can't use it when I am at full health. I want to use one and see what the actual duration is on that. Let me let these things hit me. 30 seconds. You know what? Stop running away from me. Or just die from my spear. That'll work. Right. So, those big unburied elites are going to be a problem. I will have to make sure I'm careful around them. They hit hard, that's for sure.
Pathos guides my hand.
I may have to consider using gear other than experience gain gear. I'm not going to jump to that conclusion just yet. Oh, right, I don't have leap. Silly, silly me. Now, however, can I be clever and do this? Oh, darn. I thought that worked for a second. Let me see just how clever I can be. Nope. Okay. Uh-oh. Unburied wants to come up and play.
Still recharged.
Up and around, more journals.
I will forever live in anguish for my last attempt to honor my king. As we lay him to rest in his burial chamber, he manifested as a hideous skeletal demon. Gorash and my other knights were overcome at once, but I fought on.
Oh, fairly big group here. There we go.
More fury.
So I'm liking the thrill, the suspense of will I die, will I not. It's not, I mean, obviously, as you can tell, it's not super hard. I mean, it's still normal mode. Well, it didn't pull him towards me. But there are occasions where if I get a large group and I'm not careful, you know, if I'm not paying attention, I can be severely hurt.
And now I wander, cursed by my once beloved king. Evil gnaws at my bones, and I cannot risk putting my beloved Tristram in danger, should I fail to contain that which tears at me. I must venture down into the labyrinth, to die alone.
It's a big group, isn't it? Had to use my spear to gain a little bit of fury there. Didn't realize it was so low for Hammer of the Ancients. See, wasn't paying attention. So I think this is the perfect mix, honestly, because it shouldn't be, you know, obviously super hard. I mean, that's why we have 4 difficulties. But at the same time, it shouldn't be so easy that you don't even have to pay attention. I mean, because then, if you do something like that, the first part of the game, even though it is meant to be the easy, kind of the get you introduced to it before you move on to the harder difficulties, if you snore through the beginning too much, then you may not be willing to play the rest of it too much, you know? First impressions can be a key thing. Now, of course, this buff to the monster damage has only been to level 20. So it could be very well that the other not difficulties, but the other acts were intended to kind of start ramping it up. Or maybe even the end of Act 1, because this is not really this is still only a portion of Act 1. But even then, this is a pretty good chunk of content. I go through it, and the full exploration takes me about 2 hours, maybe. And they said it's about 40 minutes of content. Well, if you blitz through it, I'm sure you probably could do that. But if you go through and you explore, I mean, there's like at least a couple hours there of content to go through. And that can, if that's too, even that part, if that's too easy, might turn some people off to it. So I'm really glad they did this. I understood why they did things the way they did, but didn't necessarily agree with it, but I wasn't going to argue the point because I knew the other difficulties were going to be the ones that compensate, you know, the advanced players for the easy beginning. Still glad they changed it. Now, that's nice. Got a experience and attacker stake damage bracer there.
Still recharging.
Okay, I found the next level. How am I looking as far as the map goes? I missed a turn. I missed the left turn at Albuquerque, apparently. Let's go back. Just because I really do want to gain some levels, really do want to go over the skills still, because I missed that from patch 13. And apparently, I'm kind of sad that I missed that, because with the skill changes here, it would be more obvious to show you guys the skills had changed if I had actually gone through it to see what the old skills were. My co-op with Thingflight prepped me a little bit for it, but I didn't get to level 13 with him, so there are definitely some changes here, and just not, unfortunately, as prepared to talk about them this time.
Maintain your incantations. You will soon. Your magic is weakening. I am free. Now, back to my mission.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I come to vanquish the Skeleton King.
As do I.
Perfect. Nice having an experienced shrine here, and that is, yeah, that's 12. I'm not going to be able to use that till near the end.
More fury.
The cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it?
I am here to find out.
Okay.
Down this way. He's free! We won't let him re I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
I know a Templar can be trusted. Together we fight.
Not just because I want to be a little bit silly. Not sure how I want to change things about. Don't really have... Only really have two spenders. Hammer the Ancients and Rend. Everything else is a generator at this point. I like Ancient Spear, but I haven't really been using it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and change that out. I'm going to go ahead and give myself Leap again. Partly because I want to be silly here at this part, since this crumbled. And just jump across. And of course Cormac just teleports behind me. I think this is just as good of a combination, letting me get in close and then stomp, as the spear would be good for taking a single target, pulling him in close, and then stomping and stunning him.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger.
Alright, let's see how tough John Dar is. He will give me my level to 10.
You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this cult? The cult is my brotherhood now. The powers we serve will soon rule this world.
I think I beat him down too hard for him to actually hurt me.
My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are...
Agreed.
Then onwards we...
Well, I found a new adventuring axe.
Let us seek honor together.
Oh! They changed the level up appearance here. It used to just say new level, you know, very generic. But now it's got an icon that kind of lets you know that, hey, he's leveled up. I am going to give him healing abilities this time around. And, of course, now that rings don't drop anymore, can't do much for that. Oh, let's go ahead and give him the new shield I found for him.
Thank you for helping me fight the darkness. To contend with evil is the essence of what it means.
You can only use one-handed,
A
so
worthy quest.
let's go ahead and give him the dagger.
A good choice.
Alright. There we have it. Doesn't look like any major changes here. I think they changed the background here to be a little less dark. Make it a little easier to read. It's the little things like that that I don't count on changing, that I can't really quantify because there's no notes on it, and I have to go off of memory, and I don't always remember the subtle details like that, so... And it's always the subtle things, when you think about it, that kind of add to the ambience of the game. And what I'm noticing the most here, especially about like this UI here, it looks so much better now. It's just the level of polish that they can put into it. And it's these little changes that make the game feel like the retail release it's supposed to be, you know? Having all those little details brings you into the world. Because usually if there's a little detail out of place or something that doesn't quite seem right, then there's nothing worse to bring you out of the suspension of disbelief and to kind of take you out of, you know, how the game feels, to take you out of believing that this world could possibly exist. And it can kind of pull you out of the element too. You know, you're sitting here playing and you don't really think about playing it too much until something jars you out of your reality.
What is this?
Alright, passives. Pound the Flesh. And Ruthless.
Need more time.
There we go. Now these enemies with shields are kind of a pain now. The only reason why they're more of a pain now than usual is just because I have to actually take enemies down quicker in order to absorb, instead of I have to take them quickly to prevent from taking a bunch of damage, basically. I'll trip over my own tongue. Why not, right? Okay, so no active, so I figured that would be the case. Yeah, it looks like, notice they put a little area there where you can see what's new. Okay, let's go ahead and look at level 10, Pound of Flesh and Ruthless. Looks like they really haven't changed, to be honest. I don't believe they even changed in the last patch. So let's just take a quick look. Pound of Flesh increases the chance of finding a health globe by 25%, and you gain 100% additional life from health globes. And then there's Ruthless. Critical hit chance increased by 5%. Critical hit damage increased by 50%. So that's really nice. Now that would give me an additional, that would give me 10% crit for my innate 5. Of course, I don't have any crit gear right now. They don't give you any this early. But then also, my crit damage, instead of just being 150% weapon damage, is now 200. If I crit, I do double damage now. Normally I pick Ruthless, but I'm going to tell you, because of the new damages here, Pound of Flesh is a lot more appealing at this early on. I mean, early on before, it was like, well, why would I want that? You know, I'm not taking damage. I'm not needing it. Now it's tempting. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Ruthless for now. But I may have to consider it. It depends on how much damage I start taking from bigger packs.
But I've lost track.
Higher chances of health globes, plus the health globes healing for twice the amount, is not a minor passive, that's for sure. Oh, goblin. See, this is when I wish I had the spear. Why is it every time I get rid of an ability, I run into a situation where I wish I had that ability? Wow. 3 blues.
I'm wounded.
Oh, suck it up. You're hardly hurt. Alright. Starting to feel the need for fury here. Having a nice, big, hard-hitting two-handed weapon is nice for doing raw damage, but sometimes being able to attack fast and generate fury fast is really nice as well.
Criminals treated in your land.
There are none left to catch them. All have
Thank you for
fallen
the
to
heal.
It
chaos.
grieves me to hear that.
I'm not faring too well as far as experience goes before I hit the crypts, it looks like. Not thinking I'm going to quite hit 11. Thank you for the heal. Isn't he a good man?
Need more time.
Should have done that from up here. That would have been more fun. Come on through, Cormac.
With all of them. There, a worthy foe.
Oh, he's got archers with him. What the? Nightmarish. That's a new one. I haven't run into that before. Apparently they fear you. Which actually ended up working in my favor on that one because it made me run away and then his other archers couldn't hit me anymore. Very, very nice. I got a pretty big level here, much like last time.
I'm glad that fate has brought us together on this path.
Why is that?
You fight with both honor and ferocity. I know that a pure soul must burn within you.
Back around again. Okay. This way then. Alright, let's get that health globe to help me out here. And he heals me. I have not seen that heal go off so much before. That definitely means I'm taking more damage. Had to eventually break his shield, apparently. Enough fury on that one. So I don't know if health globes have lost a bit of their healing capabilities, because it doesn't feel like you quite go up too much in a pinch. But I did notice that healing effects of all kinds have been pretty much nerfed skill-wise across the board. The monk, Breath of Heaven specifically nerfed 50% around there. If you look at the patch notes, it won't tell you how much, it just says reduced. But looking at the numbers that Diablo fans turned up, it's been about half. Then if you look at runes for skills like Haunt, which heals the user while it's dealing damage, even that's been reduced, and that was brought down by about 50% as well. Oh, well, okay, this is new. Instead of getting the waypoint at the end near where King Leoric is, we get it early, so that's actually kind of nice, to be honest with you, because after looking at the level that I just did, let me go back real quick. thinking about it, just looking at all this that I just did, and you finally get down here to have to go through all that and go through the events, that's actually a pretty good placement for it. In fact, in our co-op playthrough, we were finding that we had to leave just prior to fighting the king more often than when we finally got to him. So I'm going to, I've got 27k, I'm going to go ahead and just sell these for gold. There we go. Alright, at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a minor break, and then we'll come back at the Skeleton King, and this will probably be put together in one video, so you won't really notice the difference. So I'll see you when I get back.